Hello there. I'm Dick Dale, your host for this evening. It's nice to be here. As you can see, I'm riding a bicycle. That's because tonight's show is about the many forms of transportation we have. Bicycles, taxis, shoes, canoes. Well, you get the idea. Of course, as they say, it isn't any good if you have to explain it. We taped this show back in 1975 when there was an energy crisis. Remember? And 4 of the girls helped us get started. Cissy, Mary Lou, Gail, Anacani, what is it exactly that we're saluting tonight?
Saluting America on the move.
Ah, yes. Well, then, let's get started, as they say, and get the show on the road. Here's Lawrence, the band, the whole gang with Gotta Travel On.
Wanna see my honey, wanna see her back, wanna see her back, oh, wanna see her back. Wanna see my honey, wanna see her back, she's the best girl this poor boy ever had.
There's a lonesome freight at 12:08 coming through the town. He'll be homeward bound, yes, he'll be homeward bound.
There's a lonesome freight at 12:08 coming through the town, and I feel like I gotta travel on.
I've laid around and played around
this old town too long. Summer's almost gone, yes, winter's coming on. I've laid around and played around this old town too long, and I feel like I gotta travel on. Travel on.
Welcome, my friends. As our girls told you, our show this evening is titled America on the Move. Yes, we still have to keep America moving in spite of the energy crisis. You'll hear songs about all kinds of transportation, cars, planes, boats, trains, and so on. But first, let's listen to the beautiful tone of our sensational clarinet man, Henry Cuesta, the song Stranger on the Shore.
Thanks, Henry. That was really great. You know, all this talk of moving on reminds me that my wife and I moved on to Tennessee a few years ago from our home in California. Ava Barber and I opened the Rainbow Jamboree Theater in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. That's in East Tennessee, just down the road from Knoxville in the Great Smoky Mountains. We put on a show there every night except Monday from May till November. And occasionally some of our pals from the Welk show come down and entertain along with us. Joe Feeney, Ralna English, Jimmy Roberts. Hope you come down and join us one of these days, too. Speaking of Ralna, she's up next with her singing partner, Guy Hovis. No slow boat to China for them. They're leaving on a jet plane.
Oh, my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. Standing here outside your door. Hate to wake you up to say goodbye, but the dawn is breaking, it's early morn. The taxi's waiting, he's blowing his horn. Already I'm so lonesome I could die. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. Hate to go.
Now the time has come to leave you one more time. Let me kiss you, then close your eyes, and I'll be on my way. Dream about the days to come when I won't have to leave alone. About the times that I won't have to say I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Leaving on a jet plane. On a jet plane.
Thanks, Guy and Ralna. That was terrific. You know, it wasn't so long ago that the thought of flying to the moon was, well, crazy. Now we've not only flown to the moon, but we're talking about building little way stations on the way up there. Sort of like depots on the stairway to the stars, I guess. Anyway, here's a song called Fly Me to the Moon, which is not exactly about space travel. It's more about romance. You know, they say love makes the world go round. I wonder what it does on the moon. Well, back to the song. Here's romantic Tom Netherton, accompanied by romantic Myron Floren, and some romantic fellow space travelers. Okay, guys, let's fly.
That's beautiful, Myron. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss be true. In other words, I love you. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
Isn't he great? Getting better every week and still single. Bobby and Cissy picked a song with a timely title for this show, Wheels. And here they are with an early American clog dance.
Cissy and Bobby, the finest young dance couple in America today. Back to all the Champagne music makers for a great Hoagie Carmichael song, Lazy River. A 1 and 2 and...
Did you notice the tall, dark-haired, good-looking fella on the end of the sax section? No, not Henry Cuesta, the other end. Boy, that was a couple of years ago. You know, railroads have always held a fascination for most Americans. From the days of the Baltimore and Ohio in 1830 to the Golden Spike driven in Promontory, Utah in 1865. Railroads have a mystique all their own. Remember the railroad workers who called gandy dancers, who used to repair the rails, and the little hand car they used to propel themselves along the track? Well, we've got some pretty dandy dancers of our own, all ready to ride the rails. Here they are, Tanya, Gail, Sandi, and Anacani.
Do you hear that whistle down the line? I figure that it's engine number 49. She's the only one that'll sound that way on the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe. See the old smoke rising round the bend. I reckon that she knows she's gonna meet a friend. Folks around these parts get the time of day from the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe. Here she comes, here she comes. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hey Jim, you better get the ribs. Ooh, 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 ooh. She's got a list of passengers that's pretty big, and they all want lists to Brown's Hotel, 'cause lots of them been traveling for quite a spell, all the way from Philadelphia on the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe. Here she comes, here she comes. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hey Jim, you better get the ribs. Ooh, 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 ooh. She's got a list of passengers that's pretty big, and they all want lists to Brown's Hotel, 'cause lots of them been traveling for quite a spell, all the way from Philadelphia on the Atchison, Topeka, 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 and the Santa Fe.
Well, since women's lib is with us, the ladies are handling all kinds of jobs these days. There were several fine songs in the Broadway musical Band Wagon. And of course, the show title fits our theme this evening. George Cates conducts the orchestra in a medley of these well-known songs.
Did you recognize any of those songs? Well, if you named I Love Louisa, A New Sun in the Sky, and Dancing in the Dark, you get an A. Isn't that a tremendous band, though? As I've said so many times before, there has been no bigger thrill in my life than playing in that band with what I think are some of the greatest players in the world. As you all know, Lawrence had a gift for finding talent. And that gift of his kept us on TV every week for 27 years. And now, to our great pleasure, on public television. A few years ago, well, it was 1974 to be exact, Lawrence found 6 little girls in Florida who sang together. He had them sing at his resort here in Escondido, and from time to time, they sang on the show, too.
I like the way these next young ladies represent America on the move. Our charming Polish and Irish Szymanski sisters, 6 truly lovely young ladies.
We gotta get going, where we going and what we gonna do? We're on our way to somewhere, the gang of us and you. What do we see there? Who's gonna be there? What'll be the big surprise? There may be senoritas with dark and flashing eyes. We're on our way.
We're on our way.
Pack up your pack.
Pack up your pack.
And if we stay,
we
won't come back.
We won't come back.
How can we go? We haven't got a dime, but we're going, and we're gonna have a happy time. Now someone says they just came back from somewhere. A friend of mine that I don't even know. He said there's lots of fun if we can get there. If that's the case, that's the place we want to go. We gotta get going, where we going and what we gonna do? We're on our way to somewhere, the gang of us and you. What do we see there? Who's gonna be there? What'll be the big surprise? There may be senoritas with dark and flashing eyes. I'll take a train.
I'll take a train.
I'll take a boat.
I'll take a boat.
I'll take a plane.
I'll take a plane.
We'll ride a goat.
We'll ride a goat.
Oh, we don't care. We'll either walk or climb, but we're going, and we're gonna have a happy time.
One dollar goose, dollar goose, dollar goose, dollar goose, dollar goose, dollar goose, dollar. One dollar goose, dollar goose, dollar goose, dollar goose, dollar goose, dollar goose, dollar.
We're gonna have a happy time. Hey!
Yes, we think these girls are well on their way to stardom.
Weren't they pretty? That's how I remember them. And it was a big shock to me to learn that all of them have now married, and some of them have children of their own. Oh, my. Let's get back to trains. Tex Beneke and the great Glenn Miller Orchestra made this next song famous. And our Mary Lou Metzger and Jack Imel do a great job with it. By the way, this song is something I can talk about. Did I mention the fact that Ava Barber and I had the Rainbow Jamboree Theater in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee? Oh, I did? Well, this train they're going to sing about got its start in a city just south of Pigeon Forge, the Chattanooga Choo-Choo.
All aboard for the Chattanooga Choo-Choo. All aboard for the Chattanooga Choo-Choo.
Pardon me, boy. Is that the Chattanooga Choo-Choo?
Track 29. And it's a leaving on time.
I can afford to board a Chattanooga choo-choo. You see, I've got my fare, and just a trifle to spare.
You leave the Pennsylvania station about 3:45. Read a magazine and then you're in Baltimore. Dinner in the diner.
Nothing could be finer than to have your ham and eggs in Carolina.
When you hear the whistle blow and 8 to the bar, then you know that Tennessee is not very far.
Shovel all the coal in, gotta keep it rolling. Woo-woo, Chattanooga, there you are. There's gonna be a certain party at the station. He liked satin and lace, and he called me funny face. He's gonna cry until I tell him that I'll never roam. So Chattanooga choo-choo, won't you choo-choo me home?
choo-choo. Chattanooga choo-choo. Chattanooga choo-choo. Won't you choo-choo me home?
A new song and dance team, and what a pleasant surprise. Mary Lou Metzger from Philadelphia, and Jack Imel, our associate producer, doubling as conductor. Even if you're not a sailing fan, I'm sure you'll enjoy this song by our lovely Champagne lady Norma Simmer and Jimmy Roberts.
Red sails in the sunset, way out on the sea. Oh, carry my loved one home safely to me. Ye sailed at the dawning, all day I've been blue. Red sails in the sunset, I'm trusting in you. Swift wings you must borrow, make straight for the shore. We marry tomorrow, and we go sailing no more. Red sails in the sunset, way out on the sea. Oh, carry my loved one home safely to me. Red sails in the sunset, way out on the sea. Oh, carry my loved one home safely to
You know, you'd never think it to look at Norma, but she's a whiz on skis. She and her husband Randy live in Park City, Utah, and whenever there's good powder on the hills, the two of them are out there shooshing, or whatever you do on skis. Jimmy Roberts lives in Florida with his wife Vi. I don't think he does much skiing. Well, maybe water skiing. You know, it was so great when we got together again for the tribute to Lawrence. That week in Nashville will always be a great memory. Well, I knew we'd get to Taxi sooner or later. New York cabbies have quite a reputation, but compared to cab drivers almost anywhere in Europe, they're downright gentlemanly. But you really haven't lived till you've taken a Tijuana Taxi. cute number. That was Jack Imel playing the taxi horn. I wonder if Lawrence ever counted up how many women he danced with in his lifetime. Must have been in the thousands, maybe millions. He sure did love to dance. I would say that Larry Hooper was one of the most loved members of our show. He had a great smile, great sense of humor, and he loved trains. Here he is singing about a railroad train that's coming through the middle of his house. Well, that's what he says.
The railroad comes through the middle of the house. The railroad comes through the middle of the house. Trains all come through the middle of the house since the company bought the land. They let us live in the front of the house and they let us live in the back. But there ain't no living in the middle of the house, 'cause that's the railroad track. Oh, when a bill collector comes to the house, he knocks and bangs on the door. So we set him right down in the middle of the house, and he never comes back no more. No, he never comes back no more. The railroad comes through the middle of the house. The railroad comes through the middle of the house. Comes and goes through the middle of the house, and the trains are all on time. Now there's a great big door in the front of the house and a little old door in the back. But we can't have doors in the middle of the house, 'cause that's the railroad track. When a relative came to visit the house, he liked to scream and fuss. So we set him right down in the middle of the house, and he never more bothered us. No, he never more bothered us. The railroad comes through the middle of the house. The railroad comes through the middle of the house. Comes and goes through the middle of the house since the company bought the land. I'm singing this song in the middle of the house, in the middle of the house.
Hoopy, I warned you about buying a house in that neighborhood. I know many of you folks remember the theme song of the late, great band leader Duke Ellington, Take the A Train. The title of that song has to do with the New York subway train to Harlem. Lawrence, you give the folks some of that Duke Ellington sound, and I'll jump aboard the A train somewhere along the line.
Swing out, Bob. some fine rhythm. So many people come up to me and say, I sure love your country gal. She really has a fine voice. Since many of you people feel that way, here she is, Ava Barber.
By the time I get to Phoenix, he'll be rising. He'll find the note I left hanging on his door. And he'll laugh when he reads the part that says I'm leaving. 'Cause I've left that boy so many times before. By the time I've made Albuquerque, he'll be working. He'll probably stop at lunch and give me a call. But he'll just hear that phone keep on ringing off the wall. That's all. By the time I've made Oklahoma, he'll be sleeping. He'll turn softly and call my name out low. And he'll cry just to think I'd really leave him. Though time and time I've tried to tell him so. He just didn't know I would really go. Really go. Really go.
She's a great singer, isn't she? Did I mention the fact that Ava and I have a theater in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee? Well, I guess I did. Well, let's get on with the show. Next one up is me. I get a chance to wear a straw hat and sing a Harry Belafonte hit with three beautiful ladies, Sandi, Gail, and Mary Lou. Here we are with the Banana Boat song.
Day-o, say day-o, daylight come and I wanna go home. Day, me say day-o, daylight come and I wanna go home. Well, I'm loading the banana boats all night long. Day delight and I wanna go home. Hey, all of the workmen, they sing this song. Day delight and I wanna go home. Day-o, day-o, day delight and I wanna go home. Day-o, day-o, day delight and I wanna go home. Well, I sleep by sun and I work by moon. Day delight and I wanna go home. When I get some money, gonna quit so soon. Day delight and I wanna go home. Day-o, day-o, day delight and I wanna go home. Day-o, day-o, day delight and I wanna go home. Well, I pack up all my things and I'll go to sea. Day delight and I wanna go home. Then the banana seed lost of me. Day delight and I wanna go home. Day-o, day-o, day delight and I wanna go home. Day-o, day-o, day delight and I wanna go home. Day, me say 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 day-o. Day delight
delight, and I wanna go home. They delight, and I wanna go home.
Well, it seems the folks enjoy that beautiful scenery as well as Dick, Sandy, Gail, and Mary Lou. Here's a gentleman with a fine sense of humor and a wonderful way with a rhythm song. Ken Dealer has an amusing story about the Boston subway.
Well, let me tell you about a story of a man named Charlie on a tragic and fateful day. Well, he put 10 cents in his pocket, kissed his wife and family, went to ride on the MTA. Well, did he ever return? No, he never returned, and his fate is still unlearned. He may ride forever neath the streets of Boston. He's the man who'll never return. Well, Charlie handed in his dime at the Kendall Square station, and he changed for Jamaica plane. But when he got there, the conductor told him one more nickel. Charlie couldn't get on that train. But did he ever return? No, he never returned, and his fate is still unlearned. Well, he may ride forever neath the streets of Boston. He's the man who'll never return. Now Charlie's wife goes down to the Scally Square station every day at 2:15. And through an open window she shoves Charlie a sandwich as the train goes a-rumbling through. But he never gets a turn, that he never returned, 'cause his fate is still unlearned. And he may ride forever neath the streets of Boston. He's the man who'll never return. Now, all you citizens of Boston, don't you think it is a scandal that the people have to pay and pay? Fight the fare increase, fight the fare increase. Get Charlie off the MTA, or else he'll never return. No, he'll never return, and his fate will be unlearned. And he may ride forever neath the streets of Boston. He's the man who'll never return. Yes, he's the man who'll never return. He's the man who'll never return. Thank you.
Thanks, Ken. I always wondered what the MTA was. My father used to say that in his lifetime, the world went from horse and buggy to the airplane, and he could never get over the wonder of it. I would agree that the invention of the airplane was one of our greatest leaps forward. So now we take you back to the year 1903 in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, where the Wright brothers are attempting to get their flying machine in the air. Here's Chief Aviator Jack Imel with Richard Maloof and his tuba. With his tuba, won't that bother the radar or something? Russ Klein, Bob Havens, Charlie Pilata, those magnificent men in their flying machines. Look, there they are now.
Those magnificent men in their flying machine, they go up, way up, up, they go down, down. They chat all the ladies and steal all the steam with their up, way up, up, and their down, down. Up, down, flying around, looping the loop and defying the ground. They're all rightfully keen, those magnificent men in their flying machine. Flying around, looping the loop and defying the ground. They're all rightfully keen, those magnificent men. Those magnificent men in their flying
Wright Brothers. Look more like the wrong brothers to me. Well, friends, there you have it. We've traveled all over in all kinds of machines, and I hope you enjoyed the trip as much as I did. So till we meet again, keep healthy, keep happy, and drive careful. The roads are slippery. Well, gotta go. Gotta keep moving on.
I've laid around and played around this old town too long. Summer's almost gone, yes, winter's coming on. I've laid around and played around this old town too long, and I feel like I've gotta travel on. Wanna see my honey, wanna see her back, wanna see her back, oh, wanna see her back. Wanna see my honey, want to see her back. She's the best girl this poor boy ever had.
There's a lonesome freight at 12:08 coming through the town. He'll be homeward bound, yes, he'll be homeward bound.
There's a lonesome freight at 12:08 coming through the town, and I feel like I gotta travel on. I've laid around and played around this old town too long. Summer's almost gone, yes, winter's coming on. I've laid around and played around this old town too long, and I feel like I gotta travel on. Travel on! Good night.